If you clicked on this video, I'm going to assume you already know who WhistlinDiesel is. If you do, it's probably because you are one of the millions, oftentimes tens of millions of people who tune in to watch his YouTube videos. And for good reason. The man knows how to make good YouTube videos. Throughout this video, I will certainly have some criticisms for Cody WhistlinDiesel for some of the things he said and done. But let me be clear, I'm not just some hater. I've definitely been a fan of his, and I have no problem whatsoever giving him credit where it's due. That, and then I have decided to kind of rebrand my channel. I will now be focusing on love and positivity and pretending I was a professor at MIT. Now, there's been some controversy around WhistlinDiesel for a while now amongst mostly his own fan base that gained more widespread attention when CoffeeZilla made a video about him. More specifically, a video Cody did about Forex day trading, which is abnormal considering Cody is a car YouTuber. That resulted in a whole back and forth between Coffee and Cody that seems to have ended almost as quickly as it started, which is primarily what I'll be talking about today. Now that the dust has settled, I want to take a look back at what happened and some of what Cody's been up to since then, to see why he's been getting so much backlash from his own fans. And I want to start off by going over a timeline of events. So on June the 4th, 2025, Cody posted a video on his main channel titled Turning $10,000 into $1 Million to Prove People Are Lazy, Episode 1. As of right now, it is unclear if there will ever be an Episode 2. In that video, he visits a guy named Alex G, a tragically balding Forex guru who will turn Cody's $10,000 into $1 million. Shockingly though, they do not end up turning it into $1 million. However, Cody does almost double his money, walking away with $9,000 in profit. Now, this video was immediately met with backlash from his fans, and if you're familiar with his content, you can probably figure out why. This is not the type of video WhistlinDiesel normally posts, and a lot of people initially assumed that this video was a paid ad for Alex G, who, like all Forex gurus, does have a course to sell you. Cody would respond to the backlash on his Instagram story, stating that he did not get paid by Alex for the video. Now, fast forward about 2 days to June the 6th, when Cody would post a screenshot to his Instagram story of CoffeeZilla reaching out to him about the video, asking him if he was paid or compensated in any way by Alex to make the video. The next day, Cody would post a meme to his story about how he just wanted to show people how easy it is to make money with the right tools, followed by a screenshot of the message he sent Alex pitching him the idea for the video, proving that he was not paid for it and that it was his idea. Now, after this, nothing of note really happened until August the 3rd, when CoffeeZilla would post a video about WhistlinDiesel titled YouTuber Proves People Are Lazy with Day Trading. Now, while the title and thumbnail are about Cody, a large part of the video is actually about Alex and the shady things he's done. Now, I'm not going to discuss this video too much now, I will get to that later. However, this was kind of the main event. If CoffeeZilla makes a video about you, that's a big deal for any creator. Cody left a comment on this video saying, quote, "You're not the brightest bulb, are you?" He made a since deleted Instagram post claiming that he epically trolled CoffeeZilla, as well as criticizing Coffee for not including the screenshots of their conversation in his video. Now, it should be mentioned that Coffee did actually link a Google Drive in the description of his video with screenshots of their entire conversation. Cody then starts posting screenshots of and responding to comments on CoffeeZilla's video on his Instagram story. He claims that Coffee implied he was a scammer with no evidence. He also posted a poll on his story asking if he should challenge Coffee Chicken to a boxing match. Now, besides how gay it is, if he thought this would make him look tough or something, this might be the worst thing Cody has done probably in his life ever, I would say. The fact that he calls him Coffee Chicken instead of ChickenZilla, which is like the obviously superior insulting nickname. Like, this is a no-brainer. ChickenZilla, it's like served to you on like a silver platter. It's the easiest insulting nickname ever. But he has to go and ruin it by calling him Coffee Chicken. This is honestly embarrassing, and quite frankly, I think it is completely unforgivable. Then on August 5th, Coffee posted a video on his second channel responding to Cody's Instagram reaction, in which he primarily just goes over the screenshots between the two of them. Cody continued posting on his story. He instructed his fans to go flood his subreddit, which at this point had become very anti-WhistlinDiesel, with posts and comments. He insinuates that it's for a video, but if that is a video he's made, he has never posted it. He then also, for some reason, brings up a drama he was in from November of last year. To make a long story short, Cody sold sledgehammers as merch, and there was supposed to be only 500 made. So all of them said on them 1/500 or 1 of 500. Now a guy bought one and assumed it was supposed to be like a serial number. So when he found out his wasn't the only one that said 1/500, he claimed that Cody scammed him. It was pretty dumb. If you want to be charitable, you can chalk it up to a misunderstanding, but unless you can somehow prove that Cody sold more than 500, it's a real nothing burger. It wasn't ever supposed to be a serial number, just commemorative. There's really nothing to suggest Cody did anything wrong here. But what I don't understand is why Cody felt the need to bring this up again months after it happened, in the midst of something completely unrelated. Now, for the next few days, nothing much happened. Cody continued posting on his Instagram story. He posted some memes about making a video on CoffeeZilla, amongst other things. But it wasn't until August 9th when he finally posted his response video to CoffeeZilla, titled CoffeeZilla Durability Test 1. And then the day after that, Coffee posts his last response to Cody. Now I will talk more in depth about these last two videos later, but that was kind of the end of it. After that, neither of them made any more videos about the other. But there is something else I would like to include as well that isn't directly related to CoffeeZilla, but I think is still relevant to talking about what's been going on with Cody. So about 2 weeks later, Cody would post 2 more videos that are very unusual for his channel. The first was titled Introducing My Russian Girlfriend, which was just a vlog he did with his Russian girlfriend in Dubai. And the second was a video titled Sad People Don't Like Seeing Happy People, which was a video of him sitting down addressing a lot of the hate he's been getting, specifically about his Russian girlfriend. Now, once again, these videos weren't exactly received well by his audience, and I do have some thoughts about it. But I'll get to that later. First, I want to talk about the actual day trading controversy. Like I mentioned before, a large part of CoffeeZilla's video isn't really about Cody, but is instead about Alex, the day trading guru. And the overall point of the video was to say, don't trust these gurus, which is pretty standard for a CoffeeZilla video. And he's not wrong. I mean, it's probably more profitable to just go steal change from a fountain than paying one of these guys to teach you how to make money. Coffee's main criticism of Cody is that he's promoting Alex and day trading, and that he makes it seem easy to become rich.
This YouTuber tried proving people are lazy by turning $10,000 into $1 million, but he accidentally ended up embarrassing himself instead and promoted a guru who we're gonna be exposing today.
We could be doing hard labor, but instead the idea is mentality, success, and money.
Now that's all well and good. However, I do think a valid criticism for CoffeeZilla is that I don't think he should be using clips where Cody is obviously joking to try and make that point.
We're gonna turn $10,000 into $1 million in one day.
Oh, well actually that seems pretty lazy to make $1 million in one day instead of being patient, but it also turns out to be clickbait because of course they don't make $1 million.
And that is one of the main criticisms Cody had for Coffee in his response video, is that he took his jokes seriously and then would use that to imply that Cody is a scammer.
Today we're going to be discussing the YouTuber who tried calling me a scammer, or at least that's what he's implying to 4.5 million people. The YouTuber is CoffeeZilla, and his channel motto, I uncover scams, fraudsters, and fake gurus that are preying on desperate people with deceptive advertising.
Now, it's not like Coffee directly called him a scammer. It would be more accurate to say that Coffee accused him of promoting a scammer.
So, yeah. Apparently, those two got something out of it. Supposedly, WhistlinDiesel did not.
Supposedly, WhistlinDiesel did not. Okay, well, I sent you the text. Within 5 minutes of Coffee messaging me, I sent him the screenshots. Like, there's no time to fabricate that.
If you would even assume that's true, I still think it's...
If you would even assume that's true, bro, you're implicating me as a scammer or someone who preys on desperate people.
Now, if you watched Cody's original video, it would not be unreasonable to assume he might have been paid for it, because it is not his normal content, And like it or not, he does promote Alex.
This guy knows what he's doing. What's up? Alex is one of the world's top leading day traders.
That's just a fact. I mean, Alex's channel was linked in the description, and Alex has previously paid influencers to collaborate with him. However, Cody did provide evidence that the video was his idea and that he didn't get paid for it, and Coffee didn't provide any evidence to the contrary. So while I suppose it isn't technically impossible that he was compensated for the video, there isn't really any evidence that he was. Now here's where Cody's video starts to fall apart, because he could have had a pretty decent defense. All he had to say was, hey man, maybe this Alex guy did some shady stuff. I didn't know anything about that. I wasn't paid to make the video. Maybe I should have done better due diligence before making the video. I'm sorry, but everything I did was above board and legit, and I feel like the implications made about me by CoffeeZilla were irresponsible. And he sort of got close to doing that.
He's obviously never watched a single one of my videos, and that's why I just have a problem being associated on his channel at all when he doesn't even understand or has done due diligence on the premise of my entire YouTube channel. It's actually just pretty reckless to implicate what he's implicating when he admits that my character and brand is playing someone dumb who doesn't know anything.
Although that point specifically is a bit ironic, considering that Cody repeatedly defends himself by saying that he just doesn't understand Forex day trading.
The entire concept behind me wanting to do this video is I don't know what I'm doing and I want to learn how to day trade. Let's see what the global volume is on Forex per day. I know nothing about trading. I'm just looking this up. Once again, this is getting into really like stuff I can't really speak on because I have no clue how it works. People have to do their due diligence with a big audience.
You know what? I agree. I do think it is important to do your due diligence when you've got a big audience. For instance, like hypothetically, if you were going to make a video promoting what is essentially gambling as a viable means to make a lot of money,
people have to do their due diligence with a big audience.
Cody would also go on to defend his collaboration with Alex by repeatedly stating that what Alex does isn't illegal, so what's the problem?
Below I've attached a screenshot of the number of members inside my school community, which is a total number of 5,000 members, and this is where you go once you pay the total $1,500 for the course and you get access to everything. Still nothing illegal or wrong with that. Congrats.
Well, you know, except for when Alex tells people who are under 18 how they can get around Forex trading age regulations.
Number 1, Coffee says, were you surprised to find out Alex promotes his course to minors who aren't even allowed to trade? I said, I don't know the implications of minors trading, but it sounds like an amazing idea. Like, I'm not sure how it could hurt to learn something new.
I don't understand why he would say that. Like, how he can't see the issue with children essentially gambling on Forex. I don't know. It's not just the fact that he's like, yeah, maybe. He says it's an amazing idea. That's an amazing idea, huh? It's so stupid.
People have to do their due diligence.
And if selling children a course on something that they're not even allowed to do for good reason isn't the definition of scummy behavior, I don't know what is. Not only that, but he would then direct them to go trade on an offshore broker that isn't even allowed to accept clients from the United States.
This is the kind of the L for some people, which is no US clients. I'm sure you guys can figure out a way how to do it. Get a VPN and do it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty shocking stuff. Just VPN to a trusted broker. Apparently, Alex's whole community trades there. That's how trusted this brokerage is.
Once again, this is getting into really like stuff I can't really speak on because I have no clue how it works, but he does mention like using this broker is sketchy because you have to use a VPN. I don't know if people know, but in most countries, like stuff like Instagram is illegal. Like you have to have a VPN to access Instagram from Russia, just so you know. So using a VPN to access something doesn't mean it's fishy. It could just mean that it's not in the government's best interest. Oh yeah, you should trust everything the government says, right? It's illegal here. You should trust it.
Now, ignoring that he said Instagram is banned in most countries, I'm just gonna assume he misspoke on that one, because like, I don't think he's that dense, at least I hope not. He repeatedly mentions that what Alex does isn't illegal, so he doesn't see the problem with it. Except when it comes to Alex recommending his followers do things to get around the law, then suddenly legality doesn't dictate morality. Which he is right about, it doesn't. Just because something someone does isn't technically illegal doesn't mean it's not wrong. And no, these brokers aren't fishy because you need a VPN to access them. You need a VPN to access them because they're fishy. They're not allowed to accept American clients because they're not registered with the CFTC. The reason they have to be registered with the CFTC to accept American clients is to make sure that they comply with consumer protection regulations. So maybe Cody should have done a tiny bit of research and thought about it for like 5 seconds before trying to defend Alex, because that's not even a complicated thing to understand. But there's something that I haven't mentioned yet that is probably the worst thing Cody did throughout this whole scandal, even worse than the coffee chicken incident. Because everything I've talked about so far, I don't think was necessarily malicious on Cody's part. I think most of it can be explained as dedicated method acting for the low IQ individual character that he plays on his channel. Rumor has it he hasn't broken character in years. But I have purposefully omitted something from Coffee's original video for the sake of dramatic suspense, which is Rocket 21. And I'll just let Coffee explain what that is.
It actually gets worse because the last company Alex promoted was a different one. It was called Rocket 21.
Join the Rocket 21 Discord, the Rocket team. How legit Rocket is.
Rocket 21 Challenge, Rocket 21 Instagram. Take your Rocket 21 Challenge.
I only and will forever recommend Rocket 21.
That's right. Alex used to promote a website which was a place you could get funded as a trader. These are called prop firms, and in the Forex industry, they're mostly huge scams. How it works is they issue challenges to traders who pay for it with the promise that if they are profitable enough, they will get bigger and bigger accounts that they can trade with, and then they will receive a split of the profit that they make with these trades. Which all sounds fine, except these companies are not actually trading anything. They do not use real money accounts. They give their traders fake, simulated trading accounts, which means that when these companies lose money because their customers win, they pay them out of pocket, and vice versa. They make money when traders lose, which is strange when you think about it, because Alex's whole thing is to teach people how to trade successfully. But he's also promoting a website which succeeds the more his students fail. Maybe it's no surprise many of his fans now call this website a scam. And although many of them believe Alex was simply a promoter of the website, I have bad news for them. Alex admitted to me that he was also a partial owner of Rocket 21, although he says he's no longer a part. But just imagine the conflict of interest here. You are purporting to teach people how to successfully trade, and you co-own something that makes more money the more people unsuccessfully trade. Talk about a conflict of interest.
Wow, sounds pretty bad, right? Maybe this Alex guy isn't really interested in teaching people how to profitably day trade, but is only really interested in enriching himself. What a crazy, wacky thought that is. I wonder what Cody has to say about it.
Okay, we're gonna wrap it up really soon because I know I'm beating a dead horse with him not fact-checking his video.
He just completely skips over it. He just doesn't acknowledge the last third of Coffee's video. Right as he's about to get to the part where Coffee starts talking about Rocket 21, he just pretends like there's nothing left to talk about. How are we supposed to view this in any other way than you purposefully being dishonest and pretending like that whole part doesn't exist because you know you can't defend it? I think this is worse than his original video, because at least his original video wasn't dishonest. It might have been reckless and irresponsible, and making it was a mistake, but we all make mistakes. However, this wasn't a mistake. Throughout the video, he states that Coffee doesn't have any evidence of Alex doing anything shady or illegal, but then he leaves out all the most compelling evidence of Alex doing something shady and illegal. The worst part is, he didn't have to do this. There's really no reason to believe that Cody knew about any of this before he made his original video, so there's no reason he had to defend Alex. He could have very easily distanced himself from him and only defended himself. But by deciding to defend Alex, he puts himself in a position where he has to do something so blatantly dishonest to try and make the mental gymnastics work. Now, I am not sure how Cody could have thought that this would go unnoticed, especially since he must have expected that CoffeeZilla would make a response to this. And the thing is, CoffeeZilla, both of his response videos, have like twice the views of Cody's response video. So there are more people who saw him getting called out on his bullshit than people who heard his bullshit in the first place. But he eventually pinned a comment under his video where he said, CoffeeZilla references a prop firm called Rocket21 towards the end of his video, which at one point Alex owned a portion of. He shows several bad reviews of people not getting paid their money. Alex doesn't even have ownership in the company anymore, and Coffee is pulling current reviews, then pinning it on Alex, saying Alex is scamming people. It's important to do your own research and come to your own conclusions. I did not include this segment in the video because it has no relation to me and I can't speak for Alex. My goal is not to defend Alex, but rather to remind people facts are important. If anyone can verify Alex has scammed people or done something illegal, I have no problem taking a different stance. Firstly, regardless of what his goal might have been, he did defend Alex.
Coffee didn't include any proof of Alex scamming anyone. It's not even me at this point, it's Alex. The first time I watched this video, I was like, oh yeah, okay, maybe that sounds a little shady, but I didn't like look into it too much. And now that I watch it again, I realize Coffee didn't include proof of anything.
Secondly, if facts are so important,
You've been a bad girl.
why not just present your audience with all the facts? He says he didn't include the Rocket21 part because it has nothing to do with him. So why not just say that in your video? Instead, he pretends like there's really nothing to talk about, you know, he doesn't want to keep beating a dead horse. No, Cody, hold on, that horse is very much alive. And the point about the comments being from after Alex left the company was very easily dismissed by Coffee in his last response video.
Here's Alex streaming on October 9th, 2024. He mentions Rocket21. And here you can see several of the reviews. Scam, prop firm, this platform. They closed my position and closed my challenge. They don't want to give my friend his 10K payout. Do not use. Everyone has been waiting weeks on their payouts. Beware, a scam. I received a certificate of withdrawal but never got the funds. Stay away. They are not paying out. Stay away. Quote, worst experience ever, hands down.
In fact, Coffee discovered a different sports betting company that Alex was a part of that had the exact same problem with paying out their customers.
I also want to introduce new evidence, and that is something called fan funded. It has 45% one-star ratings, and all of it is about people not being able to get payouts, it being a scam, being disappointed, they don't pay, and I'll give you one guess for who's behind that company.
So basically we created fan funded because it's a new way of sports betting.
Oh, it's Alex again, behind fan funded. Another don't use your own money platform, this time for sports betting. And shocker, once again, there are a bunch of complaints about people not getting their payouts. Gee, if only there were some proof of Alex G doing sketchy or shady things.
Now, I would like to briefly talk about polls that Cody posted on his Instagram story around this time. He posted a poll asking if an engineering professor would be a scammer because he makes more money from teaching than engineering. And then the same question about a YouTuber and a cook. And then lastly, about a day trader. Wow, he really got me there. What sick own, bro. That's really cool. The whole, but how can my course be bad if college exists, bro? Argument is one you hear often from con artist gurus and the people that sweep for them.
And it's completely okay to sell a course on something, or that would be illegal. That's college. Wait till we get into that subject.
And, you know, what can I say? Like, it is a fairly convincing argument if you're stupid. Because yes, there are many degrees you can go get that are an overpriced waste of money. But there are other degrees that are worth getting. The same way that not all courses being sold by people on the internet are created equal. For instance, if you buy a course to teach you how to use something like Blender, for instance, if it's a well-done course, you'll come out the other side having learned a new skill. Real knowledge that you can use. Now sure, there are other ways to learn that skill. You could look up free tutorials, you know, that's what I've always done learning any kind of creative software. But paying for a course to learn how to use a creative software could be very useful to some people. But that is not the same as paying a guy like Alex to teach you how to day trade.
Yeah, this is probably gonna be like 400 grand. No, for sure, 100%. But it's gonna take 2 to 3 days to get there.
How do you know?
I mean, I just know, bro. I don't know how to explain it.
If a guy selling me a course on how to day trade said when asked how he knows a trade will be profitable, quote, "I can't explain it," that doesn't instill me with a lot of confidence. Cody also posted a poll asking if he should delete the Forex trading video, something he has said he's willing to do.
If it was proven that Alex had done something wrong, or especially illegal or scummy or scamming anyone, I have genuinely no problem deleting the video and making a statement that I don't stand behind that.
But the people voted for the video to stay up, so, you know, nothing Cody could do. His hands were tied. I'd say my thoughts on Cody's behavior throughout this whole thing can be summed up very easily like this.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
And that goes for the girlfriend saga as well. That sentence belongs in a Chris Chan video. God only knows how it got into my WhistlinDiesel script. So Cody has recently been dating this Russian Instagram model, and since the first time he posted her on his Instagram, let's just say people haven't been very nice. I mean, when you see a hot Russian chick that can't even speak English starts to date a rich American that she met on the internet, there are certainly certain stereotypes that come to mind. But then he uploaded a vlog of him with his girlfriend on his main channel, titled Introducing My Russian Girlfriend. It's pretty obvious that the video was meant to get a reaction out of people. I mean, why else would he put in the title that she's Russian? But I don't get why he would post this on his main channel. This is not the type of content his audience would want to watch, and the views reflect that. Of all the videos currently still up on his channel going back 5 years, this is the lowest viewed video. He then uploaded the video titled Sad People Don't Like Seeing Happy People, which got like half the views of the one before that. Now, I do have a bit of a game theory as to why he might have uploaded these videos. He's promised that at 10 million subscribers, he would durability test a Bugatti. And these videos were posted just before he would hit 10 million subscribers. So I suppose it is possible that he posted these videos that he knew people wouldn't like as a way to like stall or lose subscribers. I'm not exactly confident in this theory. I wouldn't put any money on it, especially since he hit 10 million subscribers soon after that anyway, but I thought I'd mention it just in case. Now, he's since removed that video from his channel. Fortunately, I managed to download it while it was still up. Unfortunately, I accidentally downloaded the YouTube French dub.
Bonjour à tous. Vous venez de tomber sur une vidéo très rare et importante. Quelque chose que je ne mettrai pas.
So that doesn't really help. Quick intermission from editing Matt. So WhistlinDiesel has now made this video public again for some reason. I'm not really sure why. And he has retitled it to 75% of people hated this video. He also retitled the previous video, I'm going to marry her. I mean, best of luck with that, pal. Hopefully for him, that title doesn't turn out to be quite ironic fairly soon. We'll see if this whole making the Russian girl you met on Instagram your very public girlfriend really quickly idea pans out for him.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
He's also renamed, I'm pretty sure, every video that I've mentioned of his in this video. I don't know why. This guy, like, I don't want to be too, like, reactionary or, like, say a bunch of stuff about him that I don't know is true 100%. But, like, come on, dude, this is really gay. Now, Cody likes telling people how genuinely happy he is.
That's kind of my brand, has been like a journey through learning new things and experiencing new things. And that's why I truly feel like a happy, successful person on the inside. Like, I'm genuinely happy.
And he does that a lot in this video too. I mean, it's literally in the title. But I'm not gonna sit here and say how he's actually unhappy, because I don't know. All I can say is, if you're constantly telling people how happy you are when no one asked, it just doesn't come across like you're actually happy. So at the very least, he needs to work on his optics. The same way that if you're constantly responding to hate comments in a completely over-the-top way, like some guy DM'd him about his girlfriend and he apparently doxed him and then posted on a story that he's gonna contact the guy's employer. That just makes you look sensitive. The exact thing he constantly accuses other people of being.
I will always be sarcastic, and I will always anger sensitive people on purpose.
In this video, he talks about how it's important not to judge people and how successful people wouldn't want to associate with you if you're constantly judging other people.
Like, genuinely, guys, if successful people see that you are judging other people, they will not hang out with you. You will not be in their circle. They don't want you in their circle. That's why there's such a division among society.
While throughout the entire video, he's constantly judging people he doesn't like.
And all the guys that are saying a girl's a gold digger is probably because they are dating above their means and the girl wants an amazing life, but the guy can't quite provide it, but he bagged this girl that's like up here. I don't know if people think like it's impossible to establish a connection with someone who lives so far away if life seems that small to them. It seems like a lot of people are very traumatized from their relationships, judging by the negative feedback I've gotten on this.
He also loves calling people low IQ.
Most of those people were just drawing assumptions based on little to no information, which is actually a significant factor of low intelligence. Not attacking anyone, I'm just saying.
which, you know, not to be mean, but I just don't think he's as smart as he thinks he is. You know, he comes across as a guy with a very room temperature intelligence. He also feels the need to tell people how they're not upsetting him, but again, if he didn't act upset, people wouldn't think they were upsetting him. Not all of the video is bad though. He spends some of it defending his relationship with his girlfriend, which is fine. You know, he talks about how it's important to be with someone who respects you and your boundaries, and that you have to respect them, and it's important to communicate, etc, etc. You know, pretty standard advice, nothing wrong with it. I do think it is really lame that people DM him to tell him that they think his girlfriend's a gold digger and that she's only with him for his money. Like, shut up, dude. You don't know him. You don't know her. You know, maybe she is a horrible, evil succubus that's gonna ruin his life. You don't know that. You might think that. You're entitled to your opinion. But seriously, is telling a stranger that you think his girlfriend's a whore really how you want to spend your finite time in this life? But at the same time, Cody, I don't care that you have a girlfriend. The people who watch videos of you destroying cars don't want to hear about your Russian girlfriend. And his videos have always had an element of rage bait to them, and he'll say that so often that, you know, he's just rage baiting people. But the videos of him destroying expensive cars, yeah, people would get mad at them, but I enjoyed watching them. So as a viewer, it would feel like I'm in on the joke that people get mad at. But I don't care that people don't like his girlfriend. I don't care. Like, what am I supposed to say? Wow, Cody, you trolled all these haters so good. I actually think it's pretty awesome that you have a girlfriend. I bet she smells pretty too. No, okay? Just put the fries in the bag and make the funny car videos. If you want to troll or rage bait people, make it funny. Just posting a video on your main channel with your girlfriend that no one wants to watch isn't funny rage bait. Telling people that owning a Ferrari is the bare minimum, which is another stupid controversy he got himself into, isn't funny rage bait. It might have been if that isn't just a real opinion he seems to have covered in a slight bit of sarcasm. And listen, I get where he's coming from with that. He talks about it in the sad people don't like seeing happy people video as well. He seems to be trying to spread like a self-improvement message, you know. Set your goals high, don't be afraid to chase your dreams, etc, etc. And that's fine, right? That's a totally good message to put out there. But the way he decides to try and spread that message is just retarded for no reason. No, a Ferrari is not an attainable car for most people. Just because you have one and declare that it is, doesn't change reality. It's just a dumb way to try and motivate people if that's what you're trying to do. All you're really doing is just making yourself look like an insufferable dickhead. So now you're caught up as to what's been going on with Cody WhistlinDiesel. You know, starting off this video, I was planning on covering him a lot more favorably than I ultimately did. That response video of his was just the final nail in the coffin, where I just realized that like there just isn't a lot to defend here. I felt like Cody was just insulting my intelligence as a viewer by completely omitting the whole Rocket 21 thing. I still can't really understand what his thought process was with that. And then the whole girlfriend thing. I mean, listen, if he wants to post his girlfriend on his Instagram, go ahead, that's lovely. But no one cares that people are being mean to you about it, okay? Stop acting so insecure. It's just really annoying. I don't know, it's possible he's not actually insecure. He just doesn't like understand how secure people operate. Like maybe this is his idea of like what coming across as a secure person is like. I know I just called him an insufferable dickhead, but I don't want him to be one. Again, I think he is a fantastic YouTuber who has made some really great videos. I just want him to keep doing that. But I've been seeing him constantly responding to hate comments on his Instagram for probably years now. And I used to think, you know, he's just doing this to get a reaction out of people. But the amount that he responds to hate is beyond any other creator I've seen at like his size. It's honestly close to lolcow level. And he always says that it doesn't get to him. But I don't know. I mean, maybe he's just not very self-aware and just doesn't understand that to everyone else, it seems like it's really getting to him. I don't want to psychoanalyze the guy and be like, actually, I have determined that he is really insecure and hates himself. Because the fact of the matter is, I just don't know that. I don't know that. All I can go off of is the way he acts, and it's like just really insufferable sometimes and annoying, and it can seem like he is insecure. Now, is he actually? I don't know. But from an outside perspective, like, it's not unreasonable for people to think that. Now, is this the downfall of WhistlinDiesel's career? No, probably not. I mean, I've seen some other videos pop up in my recommended with some very dramatic titles about him, like, losing everything. I'm not really sure what they're referring to be honest. Because the fact of the matter is, like, he's probably doing just fine. You know, he recently hit 10 million subscribers. Could he ruin his career? Yes, absolutely. But if he just sticks to uploading good videos, it won't be the end of his career. I mean, you know, it's the end of the video. If there was gonna be a time for me to be dramatic, this is not it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. You can like and subscribe if that's what you feel like doing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.